Okay, here is the go-kart. The motor, control box, and battery pack. This is 4 12 volts in series to make 48 volts. And that comes over here where you have a 30 amp fuse on the power side. So your battery right here is your ground and power. And right here we have power to the motor is blue, yellow, and green, all wired into the control box. And here is the Hall effect 5-prong, which goes into the control box. And here is it's the power lock. I jumped it over to cross it over. We got 51 amps or 51 volts going to the assembly. And here is the gear inverter for forward and reverse. And this seems to be where my hang-up is. And then there is this one labeled stalls, which is actually a 3-speed, but if left unconnected, it runs in second gear. The power indicator reads the full voltage, and to my understanding, one is brake light and one is for brake motor. Both unconnected are operable. And here is for charge, for a charge station, and an hour meter. So all that is hooked up. The throttle is your green, black, and red, hooked to green, black, and red here. And it is chased up into that harness and connected up here at the pedal. If you come right up here, here is the Hall throttle hooked up. Now these colors on the actual harness switch off of the pedal. The pedal has a different color sequence, but the plug-in can only go either way. So our throttle's here. If you can hear the click noise, and then this is what has been going on. I'll come down here. I'm going to just set the phone. Let me just hold it, because what you have to do in order to reactivate my problem is you take your gear inverter and switch to the forward or reverse side to make it work. So I just switched it over to the other set of 2, so that's either forward or reverse. And then this is what happens with the kart. And then nothing. That's all it'll do. And then in order to do it again, to get any life to the motor of any kind, is I come back to my gear inverter, switch it back to the opposite direction, and that's what it does. Once you let off and re-hit, there's nothing there until you change your gear selection again to reverse or forward. And this is where I'm at. This is all it'll do. I've taken the throttle pedal off and directly wired it to the control box to make sure all that was correct. it still does the same thing. The motor turns really nice. Everything here is mounted up and works good. There's no damage of any kind to anything. So that's where I'm left. If there's a glitch in maybe how to do these brakings, if that's actually stopping it, but I've tried it also changing the speeds, and it does the same thing whether you're selecting a three-way here or not. And the power lock is just a constant. Either bridge it like this or hook your one-way switch to it. Either way, it isn't going to matter, unless it needs some sort of amperage. However, it's a 20 amp switch for that. Nothing pops or blows. This video probably is going to be too long to send, but I will also, here's my voltmeter. I can see if it'll stay here and show you my overall. Yeah, that's right. Here we go. We're at 50.1. So there's enough juice to power our system. Can leave that there actually and see. There, that's what's happened when I'm pushing my pedal. It's bouncing. It's taking a draw and then it's going back. So it's trying to pull its power. So we're just shy of power. Let me switch the inverter one more time and see what happens when it makes its lurch. So I switched direction, recording the meter, and I'll hit the throttle now and the motor will jump and then squeal. And there it goes, and it's holding. So, all right.